In this video, I'm going to be showing you some of the boots that you can look forward to in 2021. I'm going to break down what you're going to see on the feet of Nike's biggest stars like Cristiano Ronaldo, Erling Haaland, Kylian Mbappe. We're going to go to Adidas. We're going to talk about Pogba, Messi. We're going to go to Puma. We're going to talk about Griezmann. We're going to talk about Neymar at Puma. We're going to get into all the boots you're going to see this year, signature editions, boots you might see at the Euros coming up. We're also going to talk about what is coming up right now. So let's get into this video, and I can tell you that the first thing to expect is the unexpected. So out of nowhere, Nike have dropped a collab between Kylian Mbappe and LeBron James. It is not the first time we've seen basketball and football collabs together. Obviously, we saw the Neymar and Jordan collab when we saw the Neymar Jordan boots come out. That was something that was happening. Mbappe is very good friends with LeBron James. These boots are called the Chosen 2s. And it has a combination of both of their logos. So if you look at the upper, there's places where they combine the logo from Mbappe, the KM, and then the LeBron James logo as well. Really interesting details in the sock liner. You can see like half a football court, half a basketball court. That is also on the string bag and also on the box. The other crazy thing with these boots is those two swooshes. So it's not just one Nike swoosh, but there's two, one up one way, one the other way on both the sides. Really interesting to see that. The sole plates have like a 50-50 kind of look to them, something that we saw on boots near the end of last year, but I like that color combination. On each boot, each heel logo is different. So you've got the KM on one and the LeBron James logo on the other one. And overall, this is just a crazy release to see at the start of the year. Probably the last Superfly 7s we're going to see, and I'll get into talking more about what we're going to see from the Superflies and Nike later in the video, so stay tuned for that. The other boots that we did see before were the PSG combined with Jordan boots, and that was like a boot pack. So there are going to be shirts and other gear to do with Mbappe and LeBron James going together, and there's also a trainer that really matches these that LeBron James will be wearing for basketball games, and those are available from Nike. Okay, so moving on, the other player I want to talk about is Erling Haaland. So he has got himself a brand new pair of boots that he's been wearing for Borussia Dortmund. They were shown off in his story on Instagram. Actually get the highlights and the details of them. They are what looks to me like a Nike ID pair with a gold swoosh, a black upper, and then specific personalization that they've added for Haaland on there. He won the Golden Boy Award, so that's why they've made him these special boots. I don't think they're actually a Nike release as such, but they're just a one-off for him and just for Erling Haaland to wear. All right, the next thing I want to talk about is remakes. Adidas have really smashed their remake game in 2020. Coming into 2021, expect more Adidas remakes. So the Eternal Class were the last ones we saw, which was those white Copas, but also the white Predator Absolutes that they made with the updated sole plate, but with the 1-for-1 remake of the previous version. You can also see these accelerators that we're expecting to see in 2021. That looks like a blackout accelerator remake. Also heard that those Copas that we saw, they're likely to come out in a black grey version as well. So if you like it with the shortened tongue and you like that new modern sole plate on the old Copa Mundials, then you can get your hands on those coming up shortly as well, I believe. And those won't be the only blackout boots that we see from Adidas this time of year, kind of January, and then the middle of the year is when we see Adidas bring out their two blackout packs. Really good for people who are in academies, have to wear black boots, people who really like black boots. So we're expecting to see the Nemesis, another black version of those. That'll be the first Nemesis Plus, Nemesis Point 1 in the 2020 Nemesis that come out in the black version. And then we'll also be seeing the X Ghosted, and I'm not sure they came out before because there was the issues with the upper on the X Ghosted, but we will be seeing those in 2021. So there'll be a blackout X Ghosted plus 0.1, all of those available. We also expect for the new release, the 2021 Predators, to come out in the blackout as well. They might not be the first ones that we see. They might come out and then slot back into this pack, and I'm expecting the same thing with the Copas as well. So the Copa 21s, we're also expecting them to come out in a black, and then that will probably sit back into this pack, but they might not come out at the same time as the Nemesis and X Ghosted, which may release first. Now, talking about Adidas, we're expecting to see some more collabs from them. So last year we got to see these absolutely stunning boots that perhaps didn't get as much kind of exposure as they should have. It was a Nemesis Spider-Man boot, and potentially because it was the Nemesis, it perhaps didn't do as well as it could have. But imagine Adidas doing a collab with some more movies and maybe tying it into the Predators or the Copas or the X Ghosted. That upper of the X Ghosted really makes it easy to do all sorts of designs on those. So we'll wait and see what happens there, but we're hearing the talk of Adidas and movies again, which is really really exciting to see. So fingers crossed we see that. They've done it with trainers and things in the past, and obviously with those Nemesis Spider-Mans. So let's see what happens in 2021 there. Now, the other thing to look at from Adidas. All right, the next thing we're going to talk about is the Puma Future Z. And Puma have already teased us these. They've already shown us these to us. We didn't get to see them on pitch as much as expected because Neymar got injured, but they are the Puma Future Zs. So they are going to be available for everybody. All That Boots on YouTube have actually got their hands on a pair of what look to be the launch ones in this yellow. So those are exciting to see, but the details are exactly the same, aside from perhaps a little change to the upper for the ones that Neymar was wearing. So it has that band through the middle. It looks like you can wear them without laces if you want to. It's going to definitely give you that extra lockdown through the middle. But these are the ones that we've already seen launched, and we're expecting to see more, and maybe like Neymar signature editions with these. Really expect to see that. I'm talking about the other Puma boots that are available. So Neymar is now the headline of the Futures. That means you've got Griezmann headlining the Ultras. Now, he already did the Ultra SLs with the Remakes, so I'm hoping to see perhaps more Ultra SLs coming out this year. Again, we're looking to see Griezmann's boots and what kind of special editions he'll get. He also got a basketball special edition last year or the year before. That was with the Futures though. But anyway, so he's on the Ultras now, and it'll be exciting to see what he wears. Those are our two key players for Puma. Griezmann and Neymar, big names for them, big things for Puma coming this year. They've been having other players try wearing their boots. It'd be interesting to see if they can sign up some more players to wear them in 2021. Now, another thing that we've seen in 2020 that we're expecting to see a lot more of in 2021 is boot art. A lot of players really getting into getting their boots personalized and customized. So Vidic got a pair of boots with his logo on it, and they're pretty special for him. But then you also saw Morata. He has been getting boots that have been made to look like old boots. So he's wearing one boot and then he's getting it painted to look like another one. There's some great designs going around on Instagram. There's some really talented artists doing these things, and I just think a few players do it, a few more are going to do it, and a few more, and it gives players the chance to express themselves with what they wear on pitch, and you can even do it yourself if you want to. Now, we'll move on to what we're expecting from Nike shortly in this video, but I wanted to now talk about what we're expecting from the Copas from Adidas, because Dybala has been seen showing these off on Instagram, I think, and they are the 2021 Copas. I haven't got a sense for what they're going to be called yet, but they will have a specialist name like their ex-Ghosted has, so there'll be a tie-in with the Copa something. But yeah, these look like perhaps they have a little bit more foam in the upper underneath the leather on the top, but they are going to be leather and they are going to be laceless in the Plus model. Adidas are definitely sticking with the laceless boots across all of their range at the moment. Now, the other boots to look out, don't freak out, but we are expecting to see a new 2021 Predator, and these again will probably have a tied in name. So last year they were the Predator Mutators. They'll have a 2021 name tied in with them as well. These are some blackout pictures of ones that have already been seen. There have been a ton of players wearing and testing these. Pogba was testing them, and then you've got players wearing the low version with the laces, and then also players wearing the higher collar version with the laces as well, and you've got a preference about what you want to go for. So we're expecting an evolution of the Demon skin. Obviously that was added to the upper, that was kind of bringing back that rubbery grip element that the Predators perhaps lacked in a few years, and it comes back. So we're expecting a 2021 Demon skin on the upper, and there's going to be some bright, vibrant colorways coming with the Predators. So look out for those on pitch and on the big name players from the brands. Now, talking about big name players at the brands, we're expecting to see Pogba. He's likely to get a Season 8 boot. Going to be the Predators, that's what he's representing. Be interesting to see whether Salah gets any more custom boots, or maybe even Son now at Spurs, he's becoming a bit of a bigger name player. Messi, definitely expecting to see him getting some more boots tied in with him, and he'll get his Messi Nemesis .1s. But also interestingly, at the end of last year, obviously there was the XX50 memory lanes, and there's been a lot of kind of going back with boots and stuff. So it'd be interesting to see perhaps something happens with the Copas or even the Predators on where they can go down memory lane with boots that come out this year. Obviously won't be called memory lane, but it's that concept. Really interesting, get a lot of player uptake with those as well. So it could be a really good marketing opportunity for Adidas to replicate that stuff if they can. Now, I was talking about Messi signature editions. The other signature editions you're going to look for are Nike signature editions. And one of those is the Mercurial Dream Speed. So we had the Mercurial Dream Speed 1, 2, and 3. By the time we got to 3, Nike started adding in more players. It wasn't just Kerr, Mbappe, and Ronaldo. So you had Haaland, Fernandez, Fati, and a whole bunch of other players wearing those. But we've gone from the Mercurial Dream Speed 1 to 3. I think in 2021, we are most likely to see a Mercurial Dream Speed 4 come out. And so I think now that they've unleashed it to more players, the likelihood is those more players will be wearing those. And I think that's a good thing. It'll be interesting to see what colors and what designs Nike get inspired by for that release. It's going to be a massive release in 2021, as it was in the previous year with the Mercurial Dream Speed 3s. Now, the other thing to look out before I get onto the Nike main releases is a lot of players are moving around and trying different brands. Nike particularly seems to be focusing on locking in those younger players and getting those ones into those Mercurial Dream Speeds that I was talking about, but it means that they haven't got the money to put into some of the older players like Lewandowski. It's one of the reasons why Neymar may have left Nike, is that they're going for these really young players. So you're going to expect more players to be trying out different boots. We're going to wait and see where Sterling ends up. What is he going to wear? Is he going to end up in New Balance? Maybe Adidas, or perhaps he'll come back to Nike. You've got players like Ramos. He's also a bit unsettled in his boots and what he's wearing. He's going to move around. And so it would just be interesting to see. I think a lot more players will be floating around in their boot choices. And this year it will just be exciting to see what they are doing. Sadio Mane is likely to get more boots with New Balance. He's had a few signature editions with them. And as I said, it'll be interesting to see whether Sterling or any other players go to New Balance, if they can get anybody into their Teclas. Are we going to see a Tecla 4 this year? Will we see a Furon 7? I mean, it's interesting that Furon's already got up to 7. Really big strides by New Balance with the Furon, though. It is quality boot. It would be interesting to see if they can get any other big name players into those, because that would give them a really massive marketing push. Now, talking about big name players, the other thing to look for is those signature editions. I talked about the Mercurial Dream Speeds. We've already talked about Mbappe and his collab with LeBron James. But we've also got other big Nike stars who really are perhaps looking or deserving a signature edition. Sancho's already got one. Once you get one, the likelihood of getting another one's got to go up massively. So perhaps Sancho in a signature edition this year. Already I talked about Haaland and those boots that he got for winning the Golden Boy, but they're not a signature edition. But I can imagine that we are going to be seeing those coming around. I think especially with the Euros this year, the boots aren't quite set up for it like they would have been last year, because they had to move the tournament. So we had the neighborhood pack and that got moved around, but it means that it's going to be a big thing for getting players like Haaland, Sancho, anybody who's appearing at the Euros is an opportunity to give them a signature edition. Mbappe, Ronaldo, Nike are just going to go for those players and jump on them, I think, with some big releases. That's what they're going to try and push. We'll wait and find out in the summer, obviously, if Euro 2020 does go ahead in 2021. All right, the big last thing to talk about in this video is the Nike releases this year, and we are expecting a new release for them. So last year we had the Phantom Vision and the Phantom Venom. They became no more and they evolved into the Phantom GT. We're expecting the Phantom GTs to stick around this year. I don't know anything necessarily about things changing there. The Tiempo also may be due an upgrade later in the year, but at least for now, it might even just roll into next year, because they've only got kind of 3 main things to change around Nike: the Mercurials, the Phantoms, and the Tiempos. So it depends on what their schedule is. The big upgrade has to be with the Mercurial line. We're expecting an update in 2021. Obviously, we saw what was teased at the Innovation Summit with the Mercurial Vapors and the Zoom technology. We're wondering if that's going to end up in the boots, if the boots are going to look anything like what Nike teased at that time. We've never seen those boots come into production. I was thinking maybe we'd see them before the next 2021 release from the Superfly and the Vapor, but that hasn't happened as yet, and we're thinking this new release has to be coming soon. If it does come, we're expecting players to be jumping into them in training in January around winter breaks and stuff like that, and they'll be coming and wearing them on pitch. But overall, we're just expecting a Superfly 8 and a Mercurial Vapor 14, and as soon as we see them, guys, we will let you know on our Instagram. On this channel, we'll be showing as much as we can. Guys, tell me what you're most excited to see in 2021 in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Go enjoy football.